grow from here, and there'll be 2 or 3 stems coming out from that to produce more blooms and shorter blooms, because last year the blooms, I mean, were humongous, but they were just so lanky. Hi, so today's August 5th, 2021, and it's been 12 weeks since I pruned my hydrangea standard tree, Limelight Hydrangea, and I thought I'd experiment this time, and well, I'm going to show you. Let's see what it looks like. So I have these 3 container shrubs grown to standards in these containers, large barrel containers. These are 2 on each side is the lilac. And what I did was, lilacs. So what I did was experiment this year because I wanted to see what would happen if I pruned really early. In the springtime, 12 weeks ago, or maybe, I don't know, maybe 14 weeks ago, there was growth, about 6 inches of growth, and I'm going to put the video here so you could see how much of the growth that I pruned off. I waited, I think, about till there was about 6 inches of growth, and then I topped it off, and I'll put the video here, or I'll add it right after here, and you'll see it was, I believe it was May 12 or May 18? Well, I'll put it up here. So this is the result, and the larger blooms are the stems that I did not prune. So the 2 lilacs have started to rebloom. It bloomed early in the springtime, and now, and I'll put the image here how it looked at full bloom in the springtime. And it is August 5th, and it's starting to rebloom. What I found was that helped to rebloom was right after it bloomed and faded. Its first blooms faded, then I pruned it off. Because I'm gonna, after these blooms fade, I'm gonna trim it like really, tighter like that. So it'll look so it'll have a nicer form. And so this has gotten more blooms. So after trimming off the first growth, I'll show you right here. So this was its first, right here. This was from last fall I trimmed, and then it grew out to here. You can see this right here. It grew out about, let me see, I trimmed off about 5-6 inches, and from where I pruned off 5-6 inches, sprouted 3 stems. Okay, so here's another example. I don't know if you could see that. So right here is from fall last year where I pruned, and then this is the new growth here that I pruned, and 3 stems shot out. This one's a small stem, these are larger, and look at these blooms right here. 1, 2. So 2 or 3 new stems coming off from where I had pruned off, because I wanted to experiment and see if I could have more blooms that were you know, a little bit smaller size blooms, because last year when I didn't prune it early, is when all these massive, huge blooms, I mean, they're gorgeous, beautiful, but they would be so tall that they would kind of droop over. And I got a fishing line and it's kind of wrapped it around and tied some branches together so it wouldn't flop over. So that was my solution to avoid the flopping. But this year I wanted to experiment and try something different to create more medium-sized blooms, which it's happening right now. As you can see, gorgeous blooms starting. They'll start to open maybe in the next week or so. But I still have 7 large blooms. See, this is huge right here, which I did not trim off early spring. Let that grow. And 7 of these large blooms, and the rest just multiplied stems. And I will post an update video of what it looks like in the weeks to come when it's in full bloom. And this is my hydrangea standard, Limelight paniculata. Very, very happy about this combination of trees, 2 lilacs and the hydrangea. And I underplanted with, container planted with petunias and I think it's calabrochas or calabroja. But these ones, I find that these ones smell really, really good. Very sweet. Oh, smells sweet. Just the plain purple petunias have a very sweet smell. My sister gave me purples and whites, plain ones, and the purple ones have scent and the white ones do not. But these smell amazing. I had petunias last year, but they didn't have a scent, but these are, it's wonderful. I just love container plants that have scents. Beautiful. The hydrangea tree was the rose tone. I did that at the start of the spring when I noticed new growth. I put rose tone and I think every other week I put Miracle Grow, but I think from now on I'll just use the rose tone. So in the springtime, when the hydrangea new growth reached about 6 inches, that's when I topped it off at 6 inches, right above, I pruned it right above 6 inches where there would be 2 nodes, so that I knew that when new growth formed, it would be at the nodes right below my cut. And later on, new growth came out of those nodes, and it was 2 or 3 branching out. 2 or 3 branches started growing from the nodes right below where I trimmed it. I had to trim it right above the nodes. What's growing under the tree? Is that a Limelight Hydrangea? It's you blooming. Don't have much blooms yet because I cut half of the stems off. Okay, don't jump off, okay? I don't know, that might not be tasty. Thanks for watching us. And there's the hydrangea standard in the background. And it looks amazing still. Oh, I'm so happy I had that idea just to prop it up so it just looks so much more better. I don't really need to prop all of the bottom blooms upwards because I think it looks more natural like that. I think it just looks gorgeous and it makes me happy. And I hope you watching this video gave you an idea that you don't have to live with your long floppy hydrangea stems flopping over. It's a simple solution, and it took a little bit of adjustment, and make sure you're safe on your ladder, and it's just a temporary fix. Actually, I think I'll leave the lines up all the way till autumn. I'm very happy. Good, Mindy. Good, Mindy. This is the view. And look how much more fuller it is. And there's more blooms. It might not be as huge as last year's blooms, like those 7 stems there, but it will be more and it won't be flopping down as much. Excited to show you an update in the next couple of weeks when all the blooms open up. Look, it's starting to open right there. Have a good Saturday. Beaker here. What you doing? Give it up. We're gonna give it up, Mindy. Just cut off a lot of facial hair off. Ari combed out around his muzzle. I didn't know it was super long. What are you doing? What are you doing? I had to break down the puppy play area. Just put things back in a few weeks. So we expect Tilly here in 2 weeks to